what's happening kind of right now, the fact that it actually has gone mainstream, like literally like millions signing up every year, is it's gotten to where the people who are there are sometimes a little bit lazy. Everyone's trying to, now that everyone's more sophisticated now, especially in Southern California and some of like the bigger singles markets, is sometimes people will post a profile. All of them now, at least the more premium ones, you have to create a mini profile, just even to like search on who's there. You know, even to see like, is there anyone in my demographic here? It's like, I'm Christian. I'm probably interested in searching, at least initially, you know, Christian men, you know, in this geographic area, in this kind of age range. I used to be able to do that. I used to just go in and do that. So I would even know, is it even worth it for me to sign up here, even to do anything here? You now actually have to create a mini profile to even do that searching. So one of the, write this down. One of the things you want to do is actually create about 2 or 3 extra personal email accounts that are almost your, like, I'm not really going to use them that much, I'm almost going to delete them after like a month. These are ones where if you do any social networking, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter are just like some of the major ones. Certain industries or professions have their own. You want to make sure that whatever email address you are using for any kind of internet dating is not the same one that you are using at any of your social networking sites. There are various things, at some point, come on down. I know, you had a hard time finding it. You found the building, you were probably circling.
She's lucky I've been here before.
Exactly.
More than 110.
Oh my goodness. See, I at least came around the corner, and that was it. You know, it's very confusing here. So,
that's the security guard who told me. So.
And that helps. So you want to do this. It's the same thing. This is part of that like safety habits. So we're going to do that to have a couple of extra accounts, because what I want you to do, sort of for the first week, is, and I have this at my website. It's like I'll get everyone's email address. I'll like, you know, go check here, look at this list. I have a list of about like the top sort of 15 dating sites, and they vary a little bit like every 6 months or so. And I include in there a couple of different like semi-religious ones, values-based ones, so you have a little variety. And I'm like, go test the waters. Go do a little research, because some people, Match.com is absolutely fabulous for them. Others, it's like, oh, it's got to be eHarmony. And other people, it's like, I've used Christian Cafe, and I've also used like more interracial, or where it's like more amorphous that way, where in general, a wider variety of ethnic groups are posting there, as opposed to, you start, especially in Orange County, in Northern California, Match.com and Yahoo, when it was personals, it was completely varied ethnically. In Orange County, when I registered at Match, I mean, every like race and ethnic group in my like immediate family. It's like, yes, I was like pale as they come, you know, and you know, we've like everything in my family. So when I searched, I was just sort of like, oh wow, it's like not everyone, but it kind of looked like, man, like everyone's white, and they're not, you know. But it's just like who was registering in my demographic, in Match, that was the case. So I was like, do some research. What you want to do with that email address is you're going to create a mini profile, but really, really mini, because you're literally going to delete it after you finish doing your research. What you want to do, because what you're going to do actually is, it's like the covert thing, you're going to go look at other people who are the same sex that you are. So, and I got this from one of my coaching clients. He was thinking of doing that, and he was like, how do I do that without it looking too strange that like, you know, that a straight man is looking at other straight man, you know, that the guy's just gonna think this is weird. And I was like, you're gonna do it? Because everyone gets notifications these days about, hey, these 10 people looked at your profile. So, and this is, you know, this is part of what's important to be aware of. Most of the premium sites have that kind of a feature, that they tell the person I looked at their profile that I looked at their profile. So you want to create that mini profile to do your research, to look at other women, other men in your general demographic, and see how are they describing themselves? What phrases are they using? Because you kind of want to see, you're going to notice like a couple things that, like the way that other people are talking. And just like take a couple of notes. If there's a phrase that you're like, wow, that's such a good way to describe that they like dancing, other than just saying, I like dancing. Write it down. You're not going to use exactly what they said, but it's like if you find a couple of phrases you kind of like, borrow them. And then do a little research about how the people you're interested in are describing what they say they're interested in. Very few people are sufficiently brilliantly, incredibly emotionally intelligent and self-aware. You know, they'd have to be like the Dalai Lama of perfection, where what they're writing is precisely what they actually want. So, because what starts to happen is some singles will almost like go do that research, and then they'll like try to mirror it back specifically their profile. I mean, literally, like some women in San Francisco, we used to like, this guy's really cute, but I want him to approach me. You know, so we like use that phrase, you know, or that keyword in our profile so that we would show up on his radar screen.
So your mini profile doesn't have a photo?
Correct. Your research mini profile, do not post a photo. It is whatever is the absolute bare bones minimum for that site. Typically it's an email, might be a handle, use anything. You know, it's just like, you know, cute female, you know, cute guy, whatever. It's like whatever's like the most basic thing to do. And do a little research for a couple of days. It's like, it's Saturday, do this like Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, something like that. Just like give it a couple of days, poke around at probably at least like 3 to 5 sites to get a feel for it. And one of the things you're going to see is a couple of the premium sites is things like Christian Mingle and Match and JDate and Match. You're going to see some redundancy. So be aware of this, that it's like it's often not worth your money to register at 3 of the premium major mainstream sites at the same time. I'm typically recommending start with like 1, get to where you like go on a handful of dates, and then like maybe like 2 months from now, 3 months from now, add a second site that is maybe a little more niche oriented. It might be activity oriented. It might be an interest or hobby oriented, or you know, religion oriented or values, something like that. Just don't have that I'm joining 3 sites that are all essentially very, very similar, because you're going to have a lot of the same people there and you're essentially wasting your money. So that mini profile, you're just doing research, borrowing phrases, looking to see how people are putting things. You can also be really encouraged to see, like, my profile is so much better. And it will be. I was like, so, and look at the kind of photos people are posting. Feel free to giggle, and don't be disparaging, you know, but feel free to giggle like, oh my God, I can't believe someone's putting that up. So once you've done that research, a couple of days, you kind of narrowed it down and you selected, you know, I'm kind of interested in probably like these 3 sites. I looked at a couple of the other ones. They look okay. They might be better for me a couple of months from now, or really, I didn't like their features. I didn't like what they're doing, or whatever. So save those sort of sites. You'll probably find one that you like, oh man, I really like eHarmony, or I really like chemistry. Put it aside and wait, and focus more on either the mainstream places like Match, JDate, Mingle, with all of it has like a lot of subdivisions. There's Catholic Mingle, Christian Mingle, Jewish Mingle, and like a number of other things like Muslim, and I think like a couple of like racial and ethnic things too. Pick a few of those to start with.